Okay, so my part came in, so I figured do a little bit of work on this. So you get a, this, it's showing up a 7/32 socket, just using a 1/4 inch setup. If you get down here, you can see stuff pretty good. So it just goes right on here, and you just unscrew that, and this plastic piece should come up. And I'll show you another thing if I can see it. Yeah, right there. So right up there is a cable goes to that, and you have to unloop that off there. And when you shift your shifter lever, it'll give it slack or tighten it up. What I'm talking about is, you know, your shift lever, when you move this around, which moves your indicator, it causes that tension to tighten up or loosen on that. So I'll probably have to figure out how to loosen that up. And so I'm just going to take that white piece off. That's the broken piece. And then we'll work on seeing how I'm going to get that loop off there. Anyways, that's where I'm at. Okay, a lot of glare on here, so I can't see very well through the camera. See what you're seeing. So the screw's still in here. Just passes through this cheap plastic thing that broke, and you can see how thin that is. And you know, this used to be connected to it. So my next big problem is getting this crimp off that it did a good job on, so that I can, because that's normally it's just this, see, this broke before. Usually at this point you just slide it off, and I just reached up in there and just undid it, and it was easy. But I could see where when I get it all assembled, moving the shifter would help it to give it some slack. So the problem is you got to reuse this wheel. It's too bad this thing just didn't come off. So anyway, so I got to figure out how I want to tackle this part. Let's see. I'll show you the new piece. Okay, here's the new one. It's all aluminum, and so hopefully this all fits up right. And so I gotta just take it out of the package and see how I'm gonna get it on there. Okay, just give you an update here. I just got myself a pair of little nips there, and this is the pieces on there, and this is just aluminum or something similar to aluminum. I just nipped it on there, and then just kind of wiggled it and broke it off. And once I got it broken off, there's the base of it still on there. Then I was able to, this hole here is big enough to where it's able to slip off. And so now I can take the wheel off. You just unscrew it, and it's almost off. It's faster if you do it with two hands. And oh no, it doesn't look like it'll fit. I'll need two hands. Looks like I might have to get the whole thing off, because I don't think it'll fit through the hole of the wheel there, but we'll see. But anyways, that's what I'm doing right now. Okay, so I got it back on. I would take pictures of this before you take it off. See, on this end you got where the screw would go back in. This will only go on one way because it's beveled and such. And what you do is you put the wheel in here, then you start feeding this plastic here. It's got threads on it. You start feeding into the wheel, and then you start turning the wheel, and as the wheel, I guess you would say, tightens, it pushes this section through. On the original cable, there's like a little crimp there. That's just good because it keeps it from going back into the, see, that spring loaded, because it's, when you pull on that, makes that cable move around. It's kind of spring loaded, and I just had to use my little snippers there and whittle away till I got the old crimped end off of it. So now that I got it on there, I'm trying to decide what I want to do next. I probably should put the crimp in on now. The whole thing's kind of weird though, because it's going to sit up there. I think like that. But this has got to be pointing in. See if I'm thinking right. I gotta find the hook and stuff, make sure I'm doing this right. Okay, so I just put crimped one of these ends on it there. It's just electrical connector, and just use my crimpers there. And what's nice is there's a metal clip that's on the original piece. If you still got that with you, it makes it so it's kind of like a metal on metal crimp, so it seems to hold up really well. So next I'm just gonna need two hands to do this. Let's see if I can see it. Let's see, where is that hook thing? Trying to look through the screen, which never works out well. Oh, there it is. So right there's a hook, and I'm just gonna hook this clip on there, and then take this and put it there. And if you want it pointing, it only makes sense to go on one way, so it's pointing towards the hook there. So I'm gonna have to use two hands, so I'll show you what it looks like when I get it hooked up. Alright, so got it all working there. When I shift it, it goes in the correct gear now. And all you do is turn this little wheel here. Right there is a little wheel. You just turn it, and it tightens or loosens this cable here, which changes the length of it and makes it sit where it's supposed to sit. So you might have to adjust that, but now I'm all done. And now we get the aluminum bracket going. I got it way back. Unfortunately, I should have, well, I couldn't tell because, well, I guess I could have. I crimped it out a little bit farther than it probably should have been. And so the little loop I created was too far out. I should have brought it back a little bit more. But it all works out, and hopefully all I gotta do is put all this back together and I'm done. Anyways, I hope this video helps somebody out there, and you have a great day.